What's up friends, Chook here and welcome back to Bit Heroes. It is Thursday, it is capture rate day, and let's get fishing out of the way. It is time to go after some Duobomz yet again. We haven't had any luck recently with them at all. I did, funnily enough, do a raid 4 on Sunday Undefined Day, which was a mistake, but it's all said and done and history now, and not even one came up for that, which is a bit of a pain in the ass. But we are still looking for 2 Duobomz and 1 Griffin, and then Walken +5 is done. So Duobomz is the hard thing to get at the moment. Once we get one of him, we can get Walken up to +4, and then we need, like I said, one of him and a Griffin, and then he's +5. We have all the wardies and everything we need. So yeah, hopefully we can get one in this video. That would be good. But otherwise I'll just keep trying throughout the week. So that is the plan. That has always been the plan for capture rate as far as I can remember. It's as long as I can remember, as long as we've been doing videos. I think we've been doing Walken capture rate videos. So as well as Fatty and Gummy and all that sort of stuff. But Walken has been the main draw card and continues to be. So last week I did ask the question and made mention of, you know, when we eventually do get +5 Walken, what's next? What should we do next? What should I focus on? And I gave a few options, and all of those options actually got some attention and some votes. So that doesn't really put me in a position, a good position, because there was a few people that kind of wanted a bit of everything that I said. So there were people that wanted me to just keep farming up Walkens forever, and then that way I can work towards making that mythic fam, whatever his name is, which we can definitely do. But then we would have to, I mean, that works, right? If we make +5 Walken, we can then make +6, well, +5, but 2 of him, and then we have 1 in spare, and then we can go work towards making, I can't see it in here because you can't get the fusion in here, but that mythic fam, we'll look at it afterwards. I think he needs like Oxleroth, I think, Oxleroth, whatever the hell it's called. And oh fuck, I don't know, we'll look at it after. My memory is hazy, but we could definitely do that and start working towards a mythic fam just as something to do. That could be pretty cool. It would mean doing a lot of raid 1s and 4s, maybe not 4s, 3s, I can't remember what we need. Congrats, but that's definitely something we could do. Work towards a mythic, which is, it's, you know, why not, right? If we've got 5 Walkens, +5 Walken, it's the next logical step to do +5 healer tank, or just go for DPS, and that's like a healer DPS. So that's definitely something. I also mentioned doing like changing it to like a Wednesday video and just doing like a bit of everything. So like my just average day in Bit Heroes kind of life, where I, you know, do some PvP, I do some trials, I do some raids, I do some world bosses, I do some dungeons, I do whatever. That got a bit of love as well. Let's quickly look at this familiar I was talking about. Here it is. Well, what are we going to do? So it's a Walken, which we have, like we were just mentioning. It's a Zolofby, not an Oxleroth. That's this one. Yeah, that's this one. I get these two confused. And it's a Torlag. So Zolofby is a fam that I'm nowhere near getting. I don't have a Zol or a Bully, so that one's going to be hard. The Zol eventually will come up if we do raid 5 enough. Eventually it's going to come up, all right? So that's not too bad, but the Bully is just like Oxa and all the rest of them, and it's a super rare chance of him coming up. Plus, 60% block chance with a spread heal and everything. This guy's the tits anyway, so I would feel really bad fusing him out to make this guy, which is, I mean, 30% in power is pretty good. 0.5% quad strike, who gives a shit, right? But he's got a spread heal as well. It's like a random enemy thing. This thing is just Walken on steroids, which is fair enough. But getting that such good of a tank and then killing it off would hurt me a little bit. And then we've got Torlag, crit chance and power chance. I have his schematic. If we quickly look at him, he's one of the brothers, of which I've made one. So Torlag and Gorlag, we would need. Oh, TY sir. Whoops. Why am I not? You two. We would need another Velk So this is, I've got the 2 Velks in reserve for the Walkums, right? So we would need another 3 Velks effectively. So that's 30 Hobbit feet plus 15 Hobbit feet. So we would need another 45 Hobbit feet, which is a lot. So I could do that. I could just go back to Orlag World Boss in my time off and stuff, off recording, I mean, and just do back to Orlag clan. Just fine, I can do that. But 45 Hobbit feet is going to take a while. That would also mean we need an extra 18 Stouses, which is not really a big deal, but just something to keep in mind of. And then Zolavi we've talked about. We could go for Rumblio, but this guy's not the best. It will get rid of Bobodom as well, which Bobodom's pretty handy. Oxlaroth, again, I don't have an Oxla, so, and again, this guy's 60% block chance. Not as good as Zolavi, but, like, still, he has deal damage to a single target, to target enemy, I should say. But 60% block chance is the tits. I feel really bad getting rid of a 60% block chance. And we also have Captain Womboz, of which I have none of his fams either. So both of these were really, really far away from. Like, super far away from. But that's something, when we get the Walkums we need, that's like a new mission that we could start on, which is definitely something you could do. I mean, we've got to do something, right? So if we just make a water if that's our mission, then we start. As soon as we get +5 Walkum, we go, okay, we're on our way. And we can start the mission from there and see how long it takes us to get. So that's definitely something we can do. Like I said, there was people that were like, yeah, do a Wednesday vid, that's fine. But with everything like the PvP, the Trials Gauntlet, all that sort of stuff, if Expedition's there, if Invasion's there, just a bit of everything, like my average day in Bit Heroes, which could be good, because then I can just do a bit of everything and talk about each thing as I'm doing it. So that's definitely an option. Just doing mass world boss is an option, but that will be a shorter video, so I don't think I'm going to do that one. Because I think I mentioned it, capture rate and item find day are the best two, because like 50% item find on Sunday and 50% capture rate on Thursday, they're the two like good buffs of the week effectively. So I prefer to do these videos. So I think what we will do is we'll do the original thing, unless there's any people that are really not wanting it or stuff, and always sound off in the comments and let me know what you think. But I think we'll just get their Walkum and then maybe get another one, so we have 6, and then start towards Wargudur, whose name has different pronunciation every single time. And if we're going for him, I'm going to be saying his Wargudur a lot, so prepare your butts for that. But anyway, we're getting ahead of ourselves, but I just wanted to have a rough kind of plan in my head, so that when we get the +5 Walkum, we're just like, hooray, oh shit, now what do I do? So if I've got a plan in my head, I can just continue with that plan. So unless there's any people that really don't want to see that, we'll go with fusing the Mythic and working on that. We may even try for 2 Zolavis, because Zolabi is fucking great, right? 60% block is the tits. I am working on I think it's Columbus, the main boss, the boss of Raid 6. His tank schematic, I've got everything apart from the schematic. So when we get him, maybe Zolavi won't be as enticing, because he's a 40% block, I'm pretty sure. And he's got a lot of HP, and he's got that attack the whole team for under 50% health thing. So he will like definitely become our main tank when we get him. At the moment, it's Meaty and Gummy, we're swapping between the two. So we may not need Zolavi as much, but either way, we don't know these things, so ignore that. We don't know these things until, you know, we get there. By the time we get there, things may have changed. We just don't know. So I have been doing this raid for a while now, trying to get one of these Duobomz, and not only have they not come up for persuasion, but nothing has come up for persuasion in this raid in like a few weeks now. Like, it's literally been a few weeks, not even like come up for persuasion and it's failed. I thought it was declined thingies for a sec, declined duplicates, but it's not. Yeah, so like nothing in raid 4 is coming up for persuasion at all, which is sucky actually. It's pretty shitty. It's not the best. And as I've mentioned before, I am saving my gems and stuff for accessory and all that sort of thing. So even though we want to get Walkum +5 as soon as possible and stuff, it's not a it's like not a thing that we necessarily need. Like, we don't need it, it's just we want it. So it's not like we need it. Like a lot of talking on bringing up questions from the week and stuff, people saying I can't pass these flags and stuff, which is a common question I get. And yeah, it's like if you have crappy fams and you need a tank or need a healer, then it might be worth paying those 800 gems to get you know, the Duobomz, so you can make your very first Walkham, because that's a massive upgrade. But just stabling it isn't a need. It's more, oh, there we go. It's more of a want. So there we go. God damn it. I should have abused him. Fuck. God damn it. All right, next time I'm abusing the crap out of him. Yeah, it's a want. So we don't really need to spend the 800 gems. It's better off just saving them, and eventually, you know, more of attrition type thing. Eventually we'll capture him by throwing gold at it. And that's been my philosophy on all non-legendary familiars. You know, this game is super grindy and super farmy and all the rest of it, and it just goes along with it. So if you want to spend your money and gems and stuff on persuading epics and stuff, that's fine, go for it. But it's going to take you longer to save up those 5,000 gems for your accessory or pet or whatever it is. So there's no right answer, there's no wrong answer. It all depends what you want to do. But my preference is to save the gems, especially as free to play, for the accessories and pets and stuff, until I've got legendaries, that is. And then just throw gold at rare and epic and common, rare and epic pets, and bribe used gems on the bosses, the legendaries, the raid bosses, I should say. But as I said, you know, if you're one fam away from getting your Wembo or something, and you just, like, you've been doing it for ages and you're just sick of it, you know, it's probably worth it to get that upgrade, to get that, you know, your first Wembo or something is a huge upgrade. So now, speaking of gems and saving up for an epic accessory and all that sort of stuff, a legendary accessory I should say, we need 5,100. We have 5,136. So as soon as the monster freaking 5k accessory box comes up, offensive accessory box comes up, I'm gonna buy one. And if it's not on camera, if it's not like on the days that I'm recording, what am I doing trials for? That's not right. Then I'll just like film it on my phone and chuck it in at the start of the next episode after I buy it. And you know, we'll see if we can get a legendary or not. I'd like to open it on camera, but you know, they're not always on sale, so you got to kind of pick them up when they're on sale, right? So if I wait until it comes up on sale on a Thursday or a Sunday, I might be waiting like months. Who knows? So yeah, I'll just record it on my phone when that happens, and hopefully we get lucky. So if we get a legendary accessory, offensive accessory, hopefully it's a dual strike one, but whatever it is, then I've got a legendary accessory and pet, which is great. And then I can start focusing on buying just the cheaper ones to get more and more pets and accessories, so I can break them down to get the materials I need to upgrade them. So we went over that last week. I'm not going to go over that again, like which the pet egg and accessory box and stuff to buy to get the legendaries and materials and all that sort of stuff. So if you're interested about that, then you can definitely go back and watch last week's video. It even might have been Sunday's video, I can't remember, but it was a recent video at least. So once I get the legendary accessory thing, gems will flow a bit more freely, I would say, because I won't need to save up to 5k. So I could just keep my 1600 as my baseline in case a legendary drops, and then anything over 1600 I can spend. So say we get a Duobomz and then we get another Driffin, and we're just one Duobomz from fully stabled Walkham, you know, and I've got 800 gems spare. Maybe I'll just spend it to max it out. Depends how lazy I feel. But I'm pretty good with dual power in this game, and not just wasting gems and stuff. But yeah, once I get that legendary accessory, I won't ever need to save up 5,000 gems again, which is good, because as I mentioned, it's free to play player. It takes a freaking long time, and once you've exhausted all of the good off-the-wall options on mobile, it's just a grind, man. It's the biggest grind of the whole game. Like, yeah, getting fams and getting gear and all the rest of it, but man, getting 5k gems, it's like pulling teeth. It's rough, but it's all part of it. So I was actually having this discussion today with a friend of mine, and the discussion was, why is the audio just disappeared? There we go. The discussion was, do you think that a lot of players quit the game when they're trying to make, like, so my advice always for newer players and stuff is to try and get the schematics and fuse Bobbadom and walk them as soon as you can. Then you'll have you'll have no issues or very, very little issues with any flags going forward. But if you try and do just progress without legendary fams or at least, you know, good epic fams and stuff, you're going to run into trouble. And then that's when I get all the questions like, why can't I pass this flag? What fams do you have? Trance and Ballland. Yeah, well, you're in zone 7. Trance and Ballland ain't going to cut it anymore. Unless you have like heaps of TS. So get Bobbadom and Wembo as soon as you can. It's always been my advice, and I stand by it, because they're relatively easy to fuse, and you can get them relatively early, like super early. You just got to get the schematics. Anyway, the discussion went, do you think, my friend asked me, do you think a lot of people quit this game because they can't get the schematics? And I'm like, yeah, probably. Like, schematics seem to piss people off a lot. My two most common questions are something to do with flags and I'm stuck, how do I progress? And where do I get this schematic from? And it's not dropping, why isn't it dropping? How do I get it? Da 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 da. So it's basically, I've hit a roadblock, help, or why can't I get this schematic? Where does it drop? So they seem to be the two biggest problems. So if someone's like hit a flag, hit a brick wall with a flag or something and can't get past it, and they go, okay, fine, I'll go back and try and get these schematics for Bobbadom and Walkham and stuff, and it just won't drop, people just get sick of the game and go, nah, this is stupid, and quit. So I would imagine that is a pretty big grievance to a lot of players, especially people that aren't super tolerant or patient. So yeah, I can definitely see that being a thing, that if you're just like, I've been grinding out this schematic for like a month, why won't it drop? It's like, in reality, grinding out a schematic for a month isn't really that long of a time. I know you don't want to hear that, but it's not. So for instance, I did raid 2. Obviously I did raid 2 when it was like the highest tier raid. So all of the amount of months, like 9 months or whatever it was back in the day, that raid 2 was like the highest tier raid. I did it every day. And then I've done it, I don't know how many times, to get Driffins and things since. And then only like a couple of months ago, I don't know, maybe 2 months ago, I got the Momido or Beto or one of those crappy schematics dropped like just a few months ago, and like I'm level 300 nearly. So, you know, the schematics take a while, man. Like, it's just RNG. You could literally get it on the first enemy you fight in that dungeon or raid or whatever it is, on the very first time you get in there. Or you could do that dungeon raid 1,000 times and still not have it. It's just one of those things that eventually it'll drop. And that's what I say to people. You just gotta have patience. Eventually, whatever you're after, doesn't matter what it is, eventually, you'll get it. It's just how much time and patience you got to see it out. So on a more current kind of example, we were talking about it before. The Columbus boss, right? The boss of raid 6. I really want his schematic for his tank schematic. So you need the Columbus boss himself, and you need 150 dewdrops or whatever they're called. And you get the dewdrops just by doing raid 6. I have more than 150. I probably got more. I think we checked this actually, but I've forgotten because my memory is horrible. Let's have a quick look. I think I've got more than double that. I think I've got more than 300. I got 323 dewdrops. So you only need 150. So this is just from doing raid 6. So I've got 323 of these. I only need 150. And I need the boss, of which I have. He came up and I had the 1600 gems, so I bribed him and I've got him. So all I need now is the schematic, and I've got myself a brand new fancy 40% block chance. I'm pretty sure it's 40% block chance tank, which is awesome with decent stats, and does damage to the whole team when he gets under 50%, just like the boss itself. So I'm really looking forward to that, and I want it. But I've been doing raid 6 every single day, normal, and then eventually hard, and then eventually heroic. But I've been doing it every single day since raid 6 came out, whatever that was, and still no schematic. So it's been a couple of months, and every single day, not just like once in a while. And yeah, Nothing yet. So schematics are dicks. But eventually it'll come. And then I'll be like, sweet. There it is. So, you know, if you're trying for something, doesn't necessarily need to be a schematic. Say you really, you're in raid 6 and you really want this mythic that I got, Violage, for the 4% in power chance, and it's just not dropping, and you're like, fuck, how many raid 6 heroics do I need to do to get this thing? And then one day it'll just happen. You just got to give it time and patience. And I realize that that's hard. But that's what this whole game is about. So I definitely understand people getting burnt out and leaving. And I know we had a discussion about this in my last video, I think, about a lot of the higher level people leaving the game, and there's nowhere near as many of those whales in the game as there used to be. And I think it's just they got burnt out, man. It's like if you're a whale, for instance, and you're spending a lot of money and time and a lot of effort into this game, eventually it's going to burn out. It's just the nature of the beast, right? Doesn't matter what you play. Like I played World of Warcraft for like 7 years or something, 8 years, and eventually I'm just like, oh, I can't do this anymore, I'm done. Same thing with like Diablo 2 and 3, eventually I'm done. It's a bit like everything. Overwatch, you just get sick of things eventually. But I think getting back to the root of this whole discussion, because I do like to ramble, that schematics specifically are probably a big factor in people quitting, because they're just like, I ain't got time doing this every day for like, you know, a month or something, and it not dropping, and you know, how long is it going to be type thing. So I definitely understand it. And similar onto that topic actually, so my friends list is full, and I've got a waiting list for my friends list, as you're probably aware. If not, I've got a friends list waiting list. If you want to be on that waiting list, it's huge, and it'll probably be a few months until you're added. So I do have a 24-hour kick timer. Anyone that's offline for more than 24 hours, I boot, and then I add the person on the top of the waiting list. And that's how it works. If you want to be on that waiting list, just let me know that you want to be on the waiting list and leave your in-game name in the comments. So like, say I want to be on your friend's waiting list. My in-game name is fucking, I don't know, Purple Sword. And I'll put you on my waiting list. Anyway. It ends up being like 5 pages long, right? And you know, I don't know, 200 names or something like that. And every month, at the end of every month, when I do my update video on the waiting list and the progress and stuff, I go through it, and I get some people from Discord to help me, which is nice. They offer their time, which is good. And we just go through and we /V. So let's have a look. Actually, I'll show a demonstration, right? Let's have a look. The person on the top of my waiting list at the moment is... Oh god, okay, it's going to be a hard one. /V. If you don't know, this is how you view people as well. /V. MRKLTPZYXM. It's quite the name. Offline for 1 hour. So this guy's current. So as soon as one person goes offline for 24 hours, I boot them and I add this guy. Then the next person on the top of the list is MAJLER. This guy's been offline for 7 hours. So again, as soon as the second person's off, another person's offline for 24 hours, I boot them, add this guy. So when I go through at the end of the month, and like I said, I get friends from my Discord server and everything to come and join. A lot of people, when you check it, is being like offline for like a month, or offline for 3 weeks or something, because they've just given up. And a lot of the people on my friends list, waiting list I should say, are lower levels. Like that guy was level 84, and he would have been on my friends list for quite a while, probably a few months. So when he started the game, I'm assuming at least, he would have looked up guides and stuff and found my videos and then gone, okay, this guy's giving out friend slots, that's great, I'll apply. And he would have been on my waiting list the last couple of months, and in that last couple of months he's got to level 84, and now he's got to the top of the list effectively, second from the top of the list, and I'll add him and everything will be great. But when you see those people that are being like offline for 1 month or something, you'll see them and they'll be like level 13 or level like 26 or something, and it's like they've barely scratched the surface and they've gone, nah, this game is way too fucking grindy, I'm not for it. So yeah, you got to know what you're getting into. And the very first video I made for Bit Heroes, which was episode 1 of my free-to-play beginner's guide, pretty much the very first thing I said was, what is Bit Heroes? You know, you need to know what this game is before you start playing and investing time and everything, because it's not for everybody. And people learn that pretty quick, I guess. It's kind of frustrating for me though, because I've got like, you know, 5 pages worth of waiting list things, and half of them are people that have just quit. You know, I don't expect people to then message me going, hey man, I've quit, don't take me off your list or something. Some people do, which is really nice. But surfing through all those names and /v viewing everybody when there's like 200 and something names takes a while. So thank you to my Discord friends that helped me out with that. That's really good. Speaking of Discord, I do plug it here and there, and I think I plugged it last video, but I'll plug it again. Because when I plugged it last video, we had like about 10 new people join in, which is awesome. I don't get paid or anything, it's just a Discord server, so I'm just offering my services and stuff and trying to help people, which is why I make these videos, of course, because I don't get paid for making these videos either. But if you would like to join the Discord, if you're specifically for Bit Heroes or something, we have a Bit Heroes room in there where we have a lot of high-level players. Most of Iconic, the guild is in here, Petro Girl's in there, Serenan's in there, Zaki's in there, Spook's in there. He's in there. I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce that name. He goes by a different name on Discord anyway. Pip's in there. So yeah, there's a lot of people in the Discord from Iconic, but in general, and you know, people from level 20, if you're just starting out, are in there, to level 300, 400 plus. And people offer advice, and you know, if you're having an issue and you write a comment to me in YouTube and stuff, I'll answer it when I get to it eventually. I try to answer them as soon as I can, but you can just jump on Discord and go, hey guys, I'm wondering where, you know, this schematic is, or hey guys, what's the difference between this and this, or whatever it is, if you've got any questions. And it's pretty much an immediate response, and people offer their friend slots and all that sort of stuff as well. So yeah, if you're looking for advice, friend slots, like-minded people playing Bit Heroes and you know, all that sort of stuff, then jump in the Discord. The link is in the description below. But outside of Bit Heroes, there's other rooms in there. There's an Idle Heroes room if you play Idle Heroes, which is another mobile game. There's a Not Safe for Work channel where we just send each other dumb, inappropriate things. There's like a Sad Life channel, well, I called it Sad Life, but when for helping everyone, like, kind of helps each other if anyone's having like a bit of a crisis or a bit of a meltdown, or something's happened to them and they just want to have a chat and get advice from people, or just, you know, some sympathies and type of thing like that. There's that channel. There's a heap. And then there's a general channel where everyone just talks crap, and yeah, it's fun. It's a good place to be. So yeah, if you're interested in the Discord for any of those reasons, then the link is in the description, and it's a good place to be, a good place to hang out if you've got some spare time. But mainly if you're Bit Heroes focused, it's a good place to get some advice and maybe some free friends that are maybe a little bit higher to help you out. So definitely come and say hi. All right, we got one more raid to go. May as well do it. We've had one Duobomz pop up, which is better than the last 2 weeks, which we've had none of anything pop up. I forgot to abuse him, so it didn't work. But generally, if you abuse fams before you click persuade, then you have a better chance of capturing them. It says me. There's no actual science or logic in that. It's just I sometimes abuse them, and they tend to join. So if you ever get a familiar and you don't have gems, or you're not using gems to bribe them or anything like that, and you're like, fuck, I really need this guy, call him a piece of shit or something, and you got a better chance of him joining. Guaranteed. 100% guaranteed that it will help. Not 100% guaranteed that it will work. But, you know, you got to try what you can try, right? So one more Duobomz would be great, because I hate being one fam away from being able to fuse something. It's annoying. Like, if I'm all three or four or whatever it is, fams or you know, things I need away from fusing something, and you're like, I'm so far away. But when you're only one thing away, it's just like, come on, man, let me have you. But not to be. So we'll finish this raid off, and then that is Thursday capture rate done. It's going to be a bit of a longer video, so it's good for you guys who want those longer videos. Speaking of longer videos, actually, a reminder, I haven't really, I'll probably, closer to the date, I'll probably make like a standalone video, like a 2-3 minute update video type thing on the channel. But I am moving house soon. It is what, middle of is it the 16th, 17th of January, so it's the middle of January. I will be moving house. There's no set time yet, like definite date or anything, but like the end of March, start of April, mid-April, somewhere around there. So let's say mid-April. We should be in by then, and I will have better internet, which is great, which means that I can stream, which is awesome. So at the moment I can't stream because my internet is balls, but I will be moving house and I will have the better internets. If you're not Australian, then maybe you don't know how bad our internet is here, but it's horrible. So as a, well, I downloaded about 8 to 10 megabit and I upload at 0.7. So uploading videos to YouTube sucks the giant dick. It takes like a 30-minute Bit Hero video is generally about 1.5 gig after I encode it and everything, and that takes about 5 to 6 hours to upload. And then my Let's Play stuff can be anywhere from 5 to 8 to 9 hours. So I generally upload a video each night, and I upload every day. So it sucked, man, keeping up with everything. I wouldn't change it for the world, and I love doing this, but the internet does not help. However, where I'm going, I will have really, comparative to what I have here, really good internet, which should mean that I can, but uploading won't be an issue, and I should be able to stream, which will be amazing. And not only will I stream Bit Heroes, but I'll stream like Let's Play stuff as well, and that should be good. I'm super looking forward to that. But streaming Bit Heroes, maybe I do my recordings on Thursday and Sundays, and then maybe I'll do like a Bit Heroes stream, once a week or something as well. We shall see. Either way, that's down the line a bit. Like I said, it's about 3 months or so. Middle of April, I will say tentatively as a time when we moved in. But I'll keep everyone up to date with that as it goes on, and I'll make a standalone video about that. But look forward to some streaming relatively soon. But I do need to figure out how to stream because I've never done it before. So that's also something else. Either way, that is it for Thursday Capture Rate. No success, but that's, to be expected, I guess. Hopefully I can get 1 Duobomz before next week, and we can have a +4 Walcom. Whoa! Hello. And then we can go, goodbye. We can go for another Duobomz and a Driffin and knock him out +5. And then either go for, like I said, another one, or we can just start working on one of the others for water, but we shall see. Either way, that's it for now. Hopefully you enjoyed it. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. If you like this video, click here to see another one just like it. If you're new to the channel and like what I'm doing, click here to subscribe and become the newest member of the Chicken Coop. If you really like what I'm doing, you can find a link to my Patreon in the description, where you can help support me and help the channel grow. You'll also find a link to the channel's Discord server where you can chat with me and other members of the Chicken Coop. And don't forget to hit that notification bell.